today we're going to be talking about Toxoplasma Gandii. So that's a single-celled parasite, and it commonly lives in cats. You may have heard of it in reference to cats before. So cats are considered a dominant host of this. So what that means is cats are able to spread this virus or this parasite around. They'll expel it in their feces after they get an infection, and then the feces basically has these what are called oocytes, oocyte, which is the first form of this parasite in its lifespan. Now, cats they'll spread this within 1 to 3 weeks of getting an infection, and if a bug or a small animal gets close to that, it can end up in them. But cats are the only dominant species. So if another animal or if a human gets it, they aren't contagious. There's two main ways that it'll spread, and that's the first, is that it comes out in cat poo, and the oocytes will spread if people get it on their hands and touch their face near any orifices that lead into the body. So that is called horizontal spreading. And the other way that can happen is if a person, well, more so if an animal has it and you eat that meat and it's not cooked correctly, then you can actually get it. So if, say, a cow had it, you could pet the cow, you would not get this disease, but if you ate its meat while it was undercooked, you could get it. You can also get it from raw vegetables or unfiltered water. So let's talk a little bit more about what this does to your body. So it's going to come into you in one of two ways, either as oocytes, which are you get from the environment, from cat poo, or you may get it if you go the tainted meat method. So what it's going to do is these parasites are going to go into your body, and they do have to get sporified first. So the oocytes, when they're in the cat poo, they have to have certain conditions that allow them, like high humidity, low heat, and that'll allow them to sporify and become infectious. So when you get this parasite in your system, it's going to release bradyzoites, or if it's eaten in raw meat, or if it's the oocytes that you take in, it's going to release sporozoites. Now, those both act very similarly. Here's your person. They're going to go down into, so it comes in through here, goes in your stomach. When it's in your stomach, the acids eat away at the parasite and release the bradyzoites or sporozoites, and those will actually go and start filtering into the endothelial cells in your intestines. Now, when they're in your endothelial cells here, they're going to start to multiply. Now, this isn't a very strong infection. Usually, most people that get it, their immune system deals with it promptly. They don't have any symptoms, but it's going to start there. And from your intestines, it's going to enter the blood and lymphatic system and move to other organs and lymph nodes. Again, this is going to happen in most people, and you're not going to get any symptoms at all. But what's going to happen is that at that point, your immune system is going to start to act up. If you're healthy, again, no symptoms, but your immune system is going to start to kill these viruses, and it's actually going to regress into little cysts that are basically going to be sitting around your body. And at this point, you would be considered cured of the thing. Like, it's gone around your body, your immune system has responded, and it just recesses into these little cysts, either in muscular tissue or cerebral tissue. Now, these cysts are usually fairly harmless. If they get ruptured, they'll release bradyzoites, but your body will be able to fight off those infections. Where this disease can be dangerous is in immunocompromised people. So if you're immunocompromised, you're more likely to see symptoms with it. Now, as for symptoms, there are some we can see in healthy people. So, symptoms. So, first one you're going to see if you have a bad infection in a healthy person is a fever. Because this this parasite tends to spread around the body, your immune system is going to be attacking it in a bunch of different ways. And one of the ways it tries to kill this parasite is by overheating it. So you will get a fever, your body temperature will rise. You may also get muscle aches and headaches. Again, that's just because of the inflammation. This virus does like neural tissue, so that's why you get the headaches. A lot of these cysts will end up forming in your neural tissue. It can also cause swollen lymph nodes, again, as it enters the lymphatic system, basically right after getting out of the digestive tract. It does go up to those lymph nodes, and when that infection gets fought, they're going to inflate, and you're going to get those swollen lymph nodes. The last thing you may get is fatigue. This is just because your body is fighting infections all over your body, and that takes a lot of energy. Now, in the immunocompromised, you may start to see worse symptoms. A lot of them are going to focus on the head, so you may get seizures, confusion, loss of coordination, or blurred vision. So the seizures, confusion, and loss of coordination, those are going to be because of the inflammation in your brain. The cranial already doesn't have a lot of extra space in it. So when you start getting inflammation up there, it starts to impact brain function and things just stop working. Blurred vision, the eyes are actually a very common place for this virus to attack. And if they're attacking your eyes, a lot of times it ends up in blurred vision. So there are a couple of life threats I want to talk about with this. The first is brain death. Basically, if you're immunocompromised, and usually, so I want to expand on the immunocompromised a bit. Usually it's people that have either AIDS, or they may have recent chemotherapy, pneumonia, malaria. There can be other pathologies, but those are the most common ones to work alongside this and make it so that your immune system doesn't have the ability to kill off this parasite efficiently. So what's going to happen in your brain is, if you've had it before, you have these cysts that are usually harmless, okay? But if your immune system is weakened and one of those cysts in your brain ruptures, it's going to start spreading the infection again, and your brain is going to start getting this inflammation that increases the pressure and goes into those symptoms like the seizures and the loss of coordination I talked about. Eventually, this pressure can get so bad that it interferes with perfusion and blood flow, and the brain starts to become necrotic and dies. So that's one of the routes that this can lead to death. That happens in about 15% of Toxoplasma Gandii deaths. Now, the other route is comorbidities. So usually this parasite isn't strong enough to kill on its own, but because it takes over cells to procreate more of it, those cells are no longer performing their normal function, and over time they'll become necrotic. So if you have AIDS, recent chemotherapy, pneumonia, malaria, or some other ailment that attacks your immune system, the Toxoplasma Gandii is free to spread around the body and infect a whole host of organs. It's very versatile in where it can live in the body without a proper immune response. So it's going to go into all these different organs, all these different types of tissue, and just start causing necrosis and inflammation all over your body. It's hard to come up with a single pathway to death for this, because usually this is a comorbidity, and it's the effects of having this necrosis and inflammation all over your body, along with the effects of another ailment that you're suffering.